This is the one. Good morning, good noon, good evening, wherever time and place you listen to us from, straight from the 909. It's Mark.
Queens get the money.
Ali.
What up?
Myself, Nesquick, and together,
That's hip hop.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. It really does mean a lot. Today we're talking about a legendary duo who became synonymous with the street sound, offering bleak, unflinching narratives of New York in the mid-1990s. Mobb Deep comprised of Prodigy and Havoc, and they displayed a style characterized by sinister, stripped-down production, hard-boiled lyricism, and an ice-cold delivery that eschewed glamour for survival. Prodigy's voice was menacing and introspective, delivering vivid street poetry with a slow, deliberate flow, while Havoc brought a hard-nosed, matter-of-fact tone that complemented their bleak sonic landscape. Their 1995 masterpiece, The Infamous, is one of the most influential East Coast rap albums ever made. Mobb Deep turned trauma into art, capturing the paranoia, pride, and pain of inner city life without any compromise. Their legacy is felt in everywhere from Griselda to Joey Badass, artists who channel street realism with lyrical depth. There's always this talk about who has the best debut hip-hop album. There's plenty of examples of and thousands of think pieces on this, and or who's come out the hardest and which one changed the game. In this case, Mobb Deep's sophomore record did more than just place them in the hall of hip-hop royalty. It elevated the genre. We're talking about the second studio album, Mobb Deep, released on April 25th, 1995. The Infamous by BMG, RCA Records, and Loud Records. The album features guest appearances by Nas, Raekwon, Ghostface Killah, Q-Tip. That's a dope cast right there. It was largely produced by group member Havoc, with Q-Tip also contributing production while serving as the mixing engineer. Upon its release, The Infamous achieved notable commercial success, debuting at number 18 on the U.S. Billboard 200 and number 3 on the top R&B hip-hop albums charts on February 21st, 2020. The album was certified platinum by the RIAA. The album produced four singles, Shook Ones Part 2, Survival of the Fittest, Temperatures Rising, and Give Up the Goods. The album length in total is 66 minutes and 51 seconds. Legendary album, big album here. We're talking about one that was a leap forward. We talk about a few albums like that. Nas's Illmatic was definitely one of those. We're talking about another one here, which was a big leap forward. I've heard some say, before that, once Mobb Deep came out, they brought it back to like gangsta in New York, where it wasn't, it was kind of absent at this time, and they brought it back. And it really spawned so many other groups who were influenced by this. I just mentioned like Griselda and some others. Some even mention who else could we say?
50
Clips.
Cent.
50
as
Cent,
an
yeah,
artist,
50 Cent
you know
for
what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah.
Like 50 was heavily influenced
The
by
Locks
Mobb Deep.
could be another one. Yeah. Because it was
Rule.
Absolutely.
Rule, yeah, sure. And because with Nas, it was more like this poetry. It was kind of like a beautiful way of describing it, almost like a love, But the way that Mobb Deep is grounded, it's more in like the realism. It's more unattached.
Yeah. Everyone creeps closer to how gory they can get when explaining the street stuff. You have, the full-fledged goriness that Necro kind of set the bar with, but then you also have Cool G Rap, who kind of like looks into the white sheet, and then Mobb Deep and everybody else, they just look at every what the detective sees on site as soon as he shows up.
Yeah, there you go.
But everyone gets further in. There's other artists that get further into that.
Yeah.
But with how far back you are, there's still a good story to tell that leads up to that. But if you creep closer to where everyone else is at, on the gory side, there's kind of no story to tell. It's all gore.
Yeah,
there's room to play with that.
When you brought up how Nas depicted the streets versus Mobb Deep, it's like Nas kind of was more, from an observing standpoint.
Yeah.
Mobb Deep took on more so from a participating standpoint.
Yeah.
And I almost kind of look at Illmatic and the Infamous, like, to me, Illmatic is like Boys in the Hood, and the Infamous is like Menace to Society, where it was like,
that's crazy.
you know, both, you know, classic hood movies, but like, I feel like Menace was a little darker than Boys in the Hood.
Yeah,
While Boys in the Hood was
that.
dark as well.
Yeah, I get that, yeah.
But Boys in the Hood explored a more wider range of kind of what LA was like, whereas Menace was a lot realer, I would say.
Right.
Whereas kind of like Illmatic was, you know, very poetic, very obviously still had its moments where it could get dark, but that wasn't the total tone of the album. Like you would have, you know, New York State of Mind or Halftime, but you would have songs like Memory Lane or It Ain't Hard to Tell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas like the Infamous is like, everything is dark. Eye for an eye.
Right.
Temperatures rising.
It's all survival.
You know, survival of the fittest, shook ones,
Yeah.
you know, right back at you. Like, everything is dark. Like I was saying before we started, it's hard for me to listen to this album during the daytime in the summertime. Like, for me.
In sunny California.
In sunny California, it almost doesn't feel the same. Like, for me, when I listen to this album, it either has to be nighttime or winter. Like, that's basically when this album to me feels like it's in its element.
Yeah.
Listen to this, always adjusting your jacket.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
I always get
heading
the
to the
vibes
beach,
of,
I don't bump this heading to the beach.
If I hear this, I always think automatically the weed smell comes, but you know, it's not by myself. It's not gonna come.
Subconscious.
But like, just normally when I hear this in any concert, weed, it normally comes after that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those iconic hip hop anthems. Like, this album has plenty of those anthems in this.
Yeah.
That are just staples in hip hop, like just in the genre. It's like when you think of hip hop, I mean, many hail Havoc as one of those secretive, like, dope producers of all time. Like, you know, like, to produce Shook Ones is crazy, and he didn't even like that beat. He was gonna throw it away.
Yep.
So all these beats that are like that banging, all of a sudden just like, yeah, I was gonna sell it for $1.
It almost didn't see the light. You know?
It's always like that. It's the one that they didn't like.
Beats on the cutting room floor.
They weren't feeling it really.
Almost never happened.
Yeah, it's even crazy how like that beginning part with the stove.
Yeah,
how he
that's
literally
crazy.
recorded it off the beat machine and then loaded it into the
That's like
MP
legendary
or
stuff.
whatever.
Literal
the
heat.
production was. Literal heat.
And that's how like the early 2000s felt to me. Like, you know, it felt very you know, kind of like you just kind of do it yourself sort of thing. Like, you just kind of, you know, get the sounds from any way you can, like, possible. You know?
This is 95. You
That's
know what
hip
I mean?
hop,
So
like, for sure. Like,
this
doing
is
stuff
this
like that.
is you know, 95 technology is still in its early,
still primitive a little bit.
very
yeah.
early hip hop, you know, production styles.
Yeah,
you know
sure.
what I mean? It wasn't, you know, you couldn't just press a button and make any
Dude,
sound.
there's like studies going on now about Shook Ones, like people breaking this down and saying it should be studied as a master class, and they'll have the sample and they'll show like in real time it being slowed down all the way as low as he goes with the sample.
It's to
It's
me
crazy.
it's unequivocally the greatest rap beat ever.
Yeah,
I
it's
want to,
crazy.
As far as the greatest beat to rap to,
Yeah.
Shook Ones to me is
Yeah,
the
it's-
standard. It's number
yeah.
one.
I want to put on the forefront too, since you guys brought it up, but the production does assist in it, assist in the album
It helps
as a
shape-
whole to
yeah.
establish it as like a classic album.
it for sure
And
is.
and I say that because this formula of the rugged duo trio has been done before earlier, 2 years earlier with Black Moon Enter the Stage.
Absolutely.
Black
You always bring
Moon,
them up, yeah.
Black Moon, and Mobb Deep are kind of in the same circle of their style, explanation of what goes down. But Black Moon, unfortunately, it's always an afterthought because it doesn't have the production as Mobb Deep does. Because Mobb Deep instrumentals alone are
freestyle,
almost
like,
second to none.
spitters love these freestyles.
yeah.
We would download these freestyles all day and spit on
You
these.
could rap
yeah.
over Give Up the Good, Survival of the Fittest, Shook Ones forever.
And in that way alone, they served the community. Just, you know, the production alone.
Up North Trip.
Yeah. Like so many mixtapes, like amateur mixtapes,
Right.
using Mobb Deep as their like fundamental
I mean,
producers.
Shook Ones is probably the most rapped on beat as far as like known artists, established artists.
Yeah.
I mean, I could think of,
that or maybe Premier.
J. Cole spit over it. I'm trying to think of others. There's plenty Cassidy has before. So many rappers have done either radio freestyles or mixtape, mixtape joints, just rapping over this beat. Like this beat is that well known, and that has that many versions of people spitting over it.
Yeah, that's true.
So many.
That is true. Mobb Deep coming up, coming out of Queens. That's also something to note because and they've had their run-ins with different groups, different beefs, different controversy. That's one thing about this group is like they were unashamed. Like they would say what they felt and wouldn't be shy about it. So they've had quite a different number of run-ins. Most notable one would be, I think, with Noriega's group.
Yep. CNN.
And that one kind of sucked because they were actually good homies before this. Havoc, worked with them and stuff like that, and so did Prodigy. Yep. So it kind of sucked that the groups had a little bit of
started
run-ins.
As far as on record. They did the song "L.A.L.A." which is the response to Dog Pound's New York, New York. You know what I mean? Like so that was kind of where the first time we ever heard them all together. You know what I mean? That was the one kind of
uniting
known response, you know what I mean, in New York at that time, responding to something that LA did with New York. So, for him to start there and then
those times were very tense.
Oh yeah, 95, 96, it was deadly. It was real. Like hip hop went from the streets to the industry. Yeah, the streets got to the industry.
Yeah, went into
what I mean. It was. They said
Prodigy's verse was so bad they had to take it off because it would just escalate. It would have escalated everything too much. So they had to take his verse off. Right. Otherwise, it would have turned into something worse.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. I mean, they had that situation. Obviously, they had issues with Pac.
There was something with Tragedy Gaddafi. I think there were some rumors about him. I think sleeping with Havoc's ex or something like that. So that's where the rumor started, and then it started into like, their groups around them got into scuffles and stuff like that. So it was a lot of little back and forth, little stuff like that. But Tragedy Gaddafi and Havoc, I think, ended up being cool. Like they ended up squashing it, so it had nothing to do with that. But it all came out from the book that Prodigy released.
Yes.
And Prodigy, peace to Prodigy, because he's more than just a rapper. That dude is like a philosopher. He's like I would consider him very equal to like a detective mind. The mindset that he has is one of curiosity. He's a deep thinker. I mean, which is crazy for being from the streets.
As far as I know, he's the first rapper to mention Illuminati on a record.
Oh, really?
As far as I know. I
know he was big on that too.
That was, the I Shot You remix, the LL joint. Prodigy's on there.
Big on that. I mean, like against that. Like he was big at being an opponent to Illuminati.
Correct,
there's some that accept it, but he was against it.
Yeah, he was, like I said, but he's the first. I mean, I had never heard of that term, that word ever before the I Shot You remix when he said Illuminati with my mind, soul, and my body.
Oh, yeah.
Secret society trying to
Jay-Z
keep the
samples him.
He sampled that for the evils. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And Jay-Z and him even had some beef too.
Yes. Yep. They had issues, and like I said, Mobb Deep had issues with Tupac. So, like they
don't you have sickle cell or something?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, foreboding.
That was crazy. Yeah. That was crazy. Yeah. So it was like, they, with them, with their image and their content, it lends itself to, being in rap beefs. That's just it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's they're aware of that, and they're smart about it because even though they talk about that kind of stuff in their content, like at the same time they're like aware and they know how to move. They know how to move places. They know that they need to stay in a deep crowd, right? They know that for protection purposes. But he said it wasn't always like that. He said they used to drink 40s on the subway. I can't even imagine trying to drink 40s now, dude. Like drinking a 40 and smoking all crazy. Like, yeah.
I have 3 twisted teas and I want to go to bed.
Yeah, drinking the old English, like 40 ounces.
I don't know how people drink
some orange juice.
And then spitting what they're doing. Like,
yeah, and then being able to record.
There was a 16.
There was a certain time where you're in your 20s and you believe that Slamming down a 40 is going to give you the most fire verse of all time.
Yeah.
You record it, and then 2 days later, it's the worst verse you've ever spat in your life.
Well, me and Mark for sure had a time like that. I think one time I was like, yo, let's get a 40. We both got Mickey's, and then like we're about to record this dope verse. We got so lit, we gave him a record.
Y'all didn't even record. Forget it being good. Y'all didn't even get to the part where you can record.
Yeah, so we know that from firsthand experience.
That's crazy.
But yeah, Mobb Deep is one of those groups that, and we were holding back on this group because we wanted to save them for a special time, to talk about them. But there's no other better time than to talk about them now. It is 30 years from when they released this album. And so, 30 years, that's kind of crazy.
95,
that it holds up.
Like, 95 was a big year for New York hip hop.
Yes.
95 was like, I feel like that was kind of like the comeback year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because 92, 93, in the early 94, the West is running the game. Like, it's Dre, Snoop, Dogg Pound, the West is running. The Death Row is literally
now you start
everything.
having Wu-Tang now.
Yeah, by 95, you get like
other groups coming out now.
Wu-Tang, Mobb Deep, Biggie.
Yeah, CNN,
Ray and Ghost Drop, Cuban Links. Like 95 was a huge year it was a big year for New York City.
It's coming back out, I think, with the
pendulum
album.
Shift.
Yes, it was a big year for New York in 95 for sure.
Yeah, so it was definitely an important time, but it's even cooler like how you hear how it holds up. Like hearing this album, these guys were young, like, and it's like they're way ahead of their time, which is crazy. Being so smart, at a young age, being able to write poetically like this is crazy. And I think Prodigy was one of those guys. He's probably one of my favorite rappers, like hands down. Like if I were gonna choose my own personal top 5, I think I would place Prodigy in that top 5 for me, just because he just stands out. The voice is very iconic. His flow was unique. And the fact that he had brought that street realism, but then he also added the poetry to it and like would say things that you don't say in the street. Like, that was sick. Yeah. So there's a lot of reasons why I think this group, like,
they were 20 years old.
Out.
They were 20 when this dropped.
That's crazy.
Like,
yeah.
That's
and then they
insane.
went back to back after they went 3 albums they did was like top-notch albums.
Yeah, this
like,
one,
right
Hell on Earth.
Yeah, Hell on Earth would be the second one, and then I forgot the third one, but
it was Murder.
It was
music.
hard too.
I think it was Murder Music. That was 99. Yep.
Yeah, those 3 pillars back to back to
legendary.
Back. That's something too. When you do a 3-peat like that,
yeah, Hell on Earth is slept on.
Yeah.
Like Hell on Earth is a crazy album.
Yeah.
Like that's, I mean,
they take some shots at Jay-Z on that album too.
The Infamous is, the Infamous, but for me, Hell on Earth is right underneath it. Like I love that album.
Close.
It's a very good album, but yeah, the Infamous just has too many timeless, iconic records that if you're, really, really a hip hop head, these.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, I was gonna say that, also too, what's interesting about them is like when you would hear them, you're thinking of probably 2 of the baddest dudes like in the street.
That's what Fat Joe said.
But it's crazy because their stature is actually a little, like, I don't know how tall exactly.
Yeah, they're probably like 5'7", 5'8". They're not big dudes.
They're not big dudes though.
No.
Like
they
how
weren't.
they sound.
Yeah,
they
Fat
sound
Joe
like
said
crazy.
he said the first time he heard them, he thought they were the biggest, roughest looking dudes ever.
That's what you would get.
He was like, he first met, he was like, wait, this stuff is coming from y'all? This is crazy.
Yeah, that's what's crazy. And that's the thing about that I love about hip hop so much too, because stature goes out the window when you're talking about like hip hop. Like the mic, it doesn't matter. You could be as short as Phife Dawg and kill it and have like the poise of somebody like a giant. Like look at Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick
example.
Lamar is not that big in stature, but yet he is a
mic,
big
he's huge.
force. Yeah,
DMX wasn't tall.
That's crazy.
DMX is like 5'9", 5'8". Like he wasn't crazy tall.
I didn't know that.
Nope. X wasn't tall. Pac wasn't a tall dude. Like
that's crazy.
Like there's a lot of those rappers. They are huge on the mic, but like their actual stature isn't tall, but they were larger than life in their music.
That's crazy.
They're able to convey those messages.
Style wise, when you hear these guys, is there anything that stands out to you when you hear Prodigy or when you hear Havoc? Is there anything that stood out that you want to bring to light?
Both of them collectively have Nas's rhyme traits on both sides.
Yeah.
that's one thing that really stood out to me when listening to them. Sometimes someone's style gets emphasized the good parts once you see them separated.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one thing that I get out of Mobb Deep. It's like, man, there does need to be two of these people to collectively make a better group out of it. You know, it's better
collective ultimately. Coming out of that area.
Yeah, this is more along the lines of like the Three Musketeers motif of all for one, one for all. In this situation, you do have a duo, and the duo motif at this time wasn't really being. No one was really doing it as well as they could.
Right.
And at this point, it's like, oh yeah, this is what we like. This is, damn. You thought Nas popped off like this? Like, no, check out Mobb Deep. There's two of them.
Yeah, they're going a little harder.
Right.
So, yeah,
they're going harder.
Right.
And that's what I really like about Mobb Deep and their style. It's like, man, like a big presence like Nas, and now it's dissected into two different people.
And you know what's crazy? Because I'm thinking of like Big L. Big L was dark, but the beats weren't as menacing as Mobb Deep's beats. Mobb Deep's beats are way more menacing.
All of
than
them are
Big
dark.
L's.
Like,
and Big L was supposed to be the devil's advocate, right? Like dark, but like the sound didn't match, I guess, like the way Mobb Deep's did.
Yeah, like because Big L would have he would still have songs like MVP. You know what I mean? Like
there's still a pop appeal.
Right. Whereas with Mobb, they weren't aiming for none of that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's crazy too.
And like Havoc, I mean, I just seen something where he said that he didn't even know, he had known Nas a while, but he was like he didn't know he rapped. So
that's crazy.
They're like in a cipher, and they're like, yo, you know, he said, but Nas knew I rapped. So he was like, he's like, I bust a rap, and Nas goes off, and he's like, it wasn't even fair. Like, he's like, y'all set me. He's like, I felt set up. Yeah, Havoc was like, y'all felt. He said he was way too
I picture
ill.
Nas like the Eminem and 8 Mile with the hoodie over.
Yeah,
just ready to.
He was like, why ain't y'all tell me he was this ill? Like, y'all, he's like, it wasn't even fair. Everybody knew I was rapping, and then we hear Nas. I'm like, I didn't even know he rapped.
Yeah, in the cipher, be careful of those silent ones with the hoodie. Be careful of those.
Yeah, he was like, he killed. He's like, he killed me.
Never
like,
hyping anyone up.
Yeah,
just
creeping
like,
around the outskirts. So
he said it wasn't fair at all. Like, I came with one of my best flows, and Nas just ripped it to shreds.
Damn,
because it wasn't even fair. Though. But yeah, as far as style, like for me with Prodigy, like it's grimy, but it's a little bit of slickness to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as how he delivers it, like he raps in a way that makes you want to know the words.
Yeah.
Like he makes you want to rap to what he's saying. Like it's just he says stuff that's just. It's mind blowing. Like even how descriptive he is. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. What? That is like, who says stuff like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what made Prodigy just so dope. And then like with Havoc is more kind of matter of fact as far as his flows and how he delivers his rhymes. Like. Havoc, it just goes, just right to you.
Yeah,
direct.
more hard nosed. Yeah,
direct. You know what I mean?
In the trenches,
right?
Like that guy,
right?
Yeah.
Prodigy, I think his style's a little more creative, and I think that's why he's more heralded as an MC. Yeah. Whereas, I mean, Havoc is dumb nice as well, but it's like, Prodigy was just he was really on another page.
He was meant to be the Q-tip of the group,
right?
You know? Yeah,
but with Havoc on his production side, that's always what kept him valuable no matter what, you know what I mean? And again, not for nothing, I would say most songs, Prodigy's verse was more memorable, but there's times where I feel like Havoc had the better verse.
Yeah, he says,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's had some dope
like
verses.
There's sometimes like, you know what I mean? Like even
every
like,
rhyme I write's 25 to life. Like,
yeah, like he's got crazy lines. Havoc's got crazy lines too. It's just, Prodigy was just on another page.
Sometimes
especially
I
at this
wonder,
time.
do I deserve to live, or do I go to hell for all the things I did?
Like, man, it's wild. Like, so both of them were super nice. They complement each other very well. And I mean, like I said, they just really brought that dark, grimy element back to New York.
Prodigy, he reminds me of Paul Pierce for some reason. I think it's because like he's not flashy, but he is clutch. He's smart and surgical, but he's always composed and calm under pressure. I don't know. There's something about it that
the
gives
job
me that.
done.
Yeah, kind of like, you know, you wouldn't kind of expect it, but yet like, oh, when you're going one-on-one versus this dude, like, oh, whoa, you kind of realize.
It gets you.
Yeah, because he's rapped with he did I think a track with Big Pun and Inspected Deck. I think he was on a track with those two.
Yeah, on Big Pun's album.
Yeah, I think
he was on Pun's album. Did a joint with them. Obviously, like I said, the
Tres Leche, I believe it was.
Yes.
I think it was that one.
Yeah. It was a joint on that album.
That was a dope.
And then he did, like I said, the I Shot You remix with, you know, LL, Fat Joe, Keith Murray.
Yeah.
The first time we ever hear Foxy Brown, like, and Prodigy's on that joint with all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's done some legendary features.
Havoc, I would compare to like a Charles Oakley. Yeah, I just feel like he's just like that blue collar, like
Enforcer.
Yeah, that's how I feel like the toughness. You know,
right.
He has that toughness to the group. Or he could be like Raphael from the Ninja Turtles. Like, he could be like that too.
The hothead.
Yeah, I feel like he could be that. Kind of reminds me of Styles P a little bit.
Yeah, they actually have an album together.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of that.
Yep, Havoc and Styles have an album together. It's actually really dope.
Going into the album cover is very iconic. This is one of the dope album covers of all time. I mean, this is one you could spot out. If you're looking at a collage of 100 album covers, you're going to spot this album cover. Yeah. For those who are listening or who don't already know, the album cover consists of Prodigy in the background with his head lifted up, and then you have Havoc in the forefront, kind of like coming into the shot in the frame. Above it, you have the sign, the infamous Mobb Deep, you know, just kind of giving you a homage to like the signs that they would have in the Queensbridge projects. Below on the shirt, on actually Prodigy's white shirt, they have like a I don't know, an opacity of them on the street, of them just posing with their crew. Like I said, they used to, I mean, their name is not for no reason. They used to literally Mobb Deep to keep, you know, protection, you know, be smart about it. But yeah, they're chilling on the streets. Iconic album cover. What do you guys, is there anything that you guys took away from this that, you know, that maybe we didn't get on the first time looking at it?
I've always enjoyed it because it's just a simple photo, just both of them in the mix.
Yeah.
You also have like the billboard at the top, kind of showing like how a homely a city would present themselves when you like cross into their county, their city limits.
Yep.
Yeah. You have that.
I just felt like it was raw. It gave me the feeling of raw grit. It gave me the like they don't, you know, they're gonna just tell you how it is, and then looking at like, you know, just looking in their eyes, you know, they're not one to be messed with. No, that's what I get.
And they found a way to represent, you know, Queensbridge.
Yeah. You
know, indirectly with the sign, because that's kind of stylistically was the blue sign with the orange letters. Yeah. You know, I think it says like Queensbridge Project Homes.
Yeah, and I think even the project is actually behind that sign too as well.
Yeah, it's literally like in the front of the projects.
Yeah. So that's dope. Both just, you know, they're serious. They're about their business.
Oh, yeah.
They're about to, like, you know, show you what it is, what time it is. So I don't get the feeling of them playing around. I feel like they're about to show you, you know, just what it's like out here in their town, in their worlds.
Yeah, so just to kind of explain, so like the sign at the top, it says, welcome to, and then it says Queensbridge North Houses. So now, you know, you look now at the album cover, where it says welcome to, that's where it says the infamous, and then it's Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
So they literally just flipped that sign.
Flipped it, yeah. Similarly to, I think both Thugs and Harmony did that with their 1995
Oh, the E99,
album.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that with their, like, either their building that they used to, like, chill in front of. They, like, flipped it. That was dope, too. But this just, I think it gives you the invite to their world, basically.
Yep.
Like, you're being invited into where they're at, which is dope. The infamous... Any thoughts about that as far as being their album cover, the infamous, and going with that, and how that ties to this album as a whole?
Yeah. In order for you to have that type of title, you always have to have a reputation before you. So this is cool to have the debut as letting you know that these guys are
already known for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well known in the right parts.
Right.
For the wrong reasons.
And it's really I think this is actually, this is actually their second album, because their first one was called Juvenile Hell.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah, this is, I mean, we kind of look at it as their debut, but it really is their second album.
Correct. That is correct.
Yeah, Juvenile Hell was their debut. They dropped
Juvenile Hell was tight too because it shows you like the seedlings of what they're gonna do, what they're gonna ultimately become, and it's always kind of cool to see that because even though it didn't hit as hard as like this album, The Infamous, it's cool to kind of see like, oh, they needed that to turn into this, like,
right?
And you can see the big leap forward from that album to this album, like how quickly it evolved.
Go from basically from 18 to 20.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like they're like whole different artists.
Yeah, that's dope too. We also have the back of the cover, which is kind of unique to our episodes because we don't always get this, but it just has them and their crew a little bit more close up of a shot, chilling in the background, sure what people they're either friends with or family or something. So that's cool. Just want to mention that Havoc also had a brother that was always that was kind of like on the run too. So they have a track about that, which is kind of cool. Which is actually the Temperature Rising. I think is a little bit about that. Yeah, so that's an honorable mention. So at this time, for those who don't know, this is the time where we get into 3 tracks that we consider to be our favorites. It's always hard to narrow down, especially classic albums like this, to 3 tracks. Yeah. But we do it because we want to put just a special close-up lens on some of these tracks. And we know some albums are 20 tracks long, so we can't do it for every album. Yeah. So we break it down to 3 of the top favorite ones. And then, maybe down the line, we'll come back later and pick up another 1 or 2. But the 3 tracks that we chose for this album is going to be Survival of the Fittest. What was the second track?
Give Up the Goods.
Give Up the Goods. That's right. And then 3, Shook Ones Part 2. Give Up the Goods. Honorable mentions. Like I mentioned, Temperature Rising being one honorable mention.
Eye for an Eye.
Oh, yeah. Eye for an Eye. Very raw. That one's gritty.
Mm-hmm.
And then any other ones after that? I mean, the album was a classic, so just listen through it. Listen through all the way through. It's like you're watching a movie. Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it.
It sounds like you said earlier off air. It says you were saying it sounds like The Wire.
Yeah. It sounds like if you were watching The Wire or something like.
Yeah.
It's one of those. So definitely check that out. We're gonna go into Survival of the Fittest, being the first track, legendary track, probably one of the most hyped up. Like this beat, if you're a spitter, hearing this beat, it's almost impossible to not say yo. Like the beginning of this beat, it's like virtually impossible to listen to this and not have your spider senses tingling. Like,
yeah, grab the instrumental real quick and do a feature on it.
Yeah, so very menacing. Dun, 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 dun. The bass hits hard. Dun, 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 dun.
This, like I said, this song, there's no way I can listen to this on a sunny California day. Like it has to be nighttime or winter. This song is the epitome of that. Like this sounds like a 40-degree day.
Yeah.
Outside, you see your breath.
See, but on the other hand, I'll challenge you on this. I could listen to this on a hot sunny day, but it has to be like one of those hot sunny days where I have no air.
Oh,
it has to be like uncomfortably hot. Like I don't have roll down windows. I have to like roll them down like that. In a bucket. Like
why would you put yourself through that?
But that's the way I could picture.
I want it grimy.
Like, you need to be in the struggle to like feel some sort of struggle. There's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. You could run, but you can't hide forever. Just already, the flow's already unorthodox.
Yes.
Already. I think, and I'll piece to Necro for this. Necro actually brought this up in the interview that we have with him. He was just like, when I heard that, he goes, wow, like you're thinking in your head, like, who does that? Like, who flows in that pattern? There's a war going on outside. It's not even conventional.
No man is safe from. That doesn't even rhyme.
No man is safe from.
That doesn't even rhyme.
It doesn't even rhyme. And that's the genius about it. And that's part of the poetry that we're talking about. Is like, it's unconventional, and that's what makes it poetic. Like, it's different in that light.
Because it's all about the confidence to pull off that delivery.
The delivery is so good. It doesn't even have
and now it's one of the most iconic lines in hip hop.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. You can run, but you can't forever. from the streets that we done took. You walking your head down, scared to look. You shook, because there ain't no such things as halfway crooks.
We'll get back to that later.
Yep, we'll come back to that. They're never around when the beef cooks in my part of town. It's similar to Vietnam. Now we're all grown up and old and beyond the cops' control. Now picture first hearing this. It's like Vietnam. Oof. That's a crazy metaphor.
I mean, to say your hood is like Vietnam, that's...
For the first time hearing this, like, nobody was saying that.
That's a wild description of your neighborhood.
Now we're all grown up and old and beyond the cops' control. They better have the riot gear ready, trying to bag me and get rock steady. By the Mac, 1 double, I touch you. I leave you and not much to go home with. My skin is thick, because I'll be up in the mix of action. If I'm not at home puffing, lay, relaxing. New York got depressed, so I wear a slug proof underneath my guess. Man, God bless my soul before I put my foot down and begin to stroll into the drama I built. And I'm all unfinished beef. You will soon be killed. Put us together. It's like mixing vodka and milk.
Ugh.
I'm going out blasting, taking my enemies with me. And if not, they're scared, so they will never forget me.
Scarred.
Lord, forgive me. The Hennessy got me not knowing how to act. I'm falling and I can't turn back. Just iconic lines like that. I'm falling and I can't turn back. And this is piece to Prodigy too. Prodigy is probably one of the most sampled voices also in hip hop as well.
Absolutely.
A very iconic sayings he's always sampled for sure. Or maybe it's the words from my man Killer Black that I can't say, so it's left unfold fact. Until my death, my goal is to stay alive. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive.
We live in this to the day that we die. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive. We live in this to the day that we die. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive. Now, you see the ad-lib, Thug Life, we still living it. That line is what sparked the beef with Tupac. So it was, Pac took that as like he was dissing him with Thug Life. So Havoc explained later, like, no, we wasn't dissing him. Like, that was just something we would just say in the neighborhood. Like, when he put that out there, that was regular slang at that point. But he took it as we were taking a shot at him. So from literally that one line sparked, beef from 95 till, Pac's death. Yeah.
Pac went crazy. He went Eminem on everybody.
Pac literally, I mean.
He went kamikaze.
When
straight up.
When he got shot, it was to the point, after that, it was like he would take the smallest thing.
Be paranoid
The paranoia was on another page. The smallest thing, it was beef. It didn't care. It could be a shirt you wore, a line you said,
if you just said the word thug.
You doing a song, seriously?
Yeah, if you
like
said,
with Nas when he said what, fake thug, no love, you get the slug, boom, beef. That's literally how he took it.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. Like he was like, whoever says something that it seemed like it could be a diss, it's over.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how that started.
Shout out to Pac, beef. Yeah, I know, piece to Pac, beef.
Pac was, that's how he was, man.
Beef automatically.
I know. Yep. Highest praise, beef.
Chappelle, beef.
But that's how it started.
That's dope. Havoc's verse number 2.
I'm trapped in between two worlds trying to get dough. When the dough gets low, the jewels go.
I love that part. I love that part.
The dough gets low.
That's my favorite part of this whole song, man.
The jewels go, but never that. As long as fiends smoke crack, I'll be on the block hustling, counting my stacks. That's emphasizing on the epidemic going through the 90s. No doubt watch my back and proceed with caution. 5-0 lurking, no time to get lost in the system. Using fake names to get out quick. My brother did it and got bagged with 2 ounces.
See, it's crazy because Havoc compliments Prodigy so well. Like, it's almost like Prodigy sets it up. Havoc knocks him down. He makes it feel like it's real. That's what it's like, so practical.
He's giving examples.
Yeah, he's like giving you exactly what it's like.
My brother did it and got back with 2 ounces. I live in a world where squads hit the block hard. Ask my man Twin when he got bagged. That fucked me up, God, but shit happens for a reason. You find out you true peoples when you're upstate bleeding. You can find a shorty to troop your bid with you. Hit you a 2 to 4 is difficult. Wild on the streets. I try to maintain tight with my loop because hoes like to run game.
Even the hoes out here. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I'm glad that's over with. Some like to trick. When I ain't with that tricking shit, I'm like a Jew saving dough so I can big whip. Pushing a Lex, now I'm set, ready to jet. No matter how much loot I get, I'm staying on the projects forever. Jake's on the block, we out clever. If beef, we never separate, roll together. When worst comes to worst, my people comes first.
Love that too. Love that line.
Try to react and we get the motherfucking's feelings hurt. My crew's all about loot. Fuck looking cute. I'm strictly Tim Boots and Army certified suits. Puffin' L's, lay back, enjoying the smell. In the bridge, getting down, it ain't hard to tell. But
you better realize.
We live until this day we die. Survival of the fittest, only strong survive.
Dun, dun.
We live in this till the day that we die. Survival of the fittest, only the strong survive.
Classic.
Cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks.
Classic.
Scared of death, scared of look, you shook. Yeah, dude. Classic. This is a masterpiece in the making, man. This is just one record that set that off, man. Peace to Mobb Deep. We're moving on to the second choice of our list, and that goes to Give Up the Goods. Give Up the Goods is going to be the second track. Piece to their skits, too. Their skits were actually pretty dope.
Yeah.
You know, it was like Prodigy just like basically giving this disclaimer to everybody who was like not up what they were on. And he was just like saying like, you know, you guys are just talking about whatever. It's all meaningless. It ain't like us. He was like basically separating themselves and making like setting apart like what they're about. That was dope.
Damn, 30,
but it was so
30 years, man.
Classic.
30.
Find out
in 30 years. Oh, yeah.
What's the meaning of the infamous?
Yeah, say it again, Mark. Here we go.
What's the meaning of the infamous?
Find out in 30 years.
Yeah, we haven't played that one in a minute. All right, so we go on to Give Up the Goods, Just Step. Prodigy, who's also featured on this? Big Noise.
Yeah, I'm going to do his verse.
All right.
I'm going to do Noise. I love his verse.
All right. Want to set us off, Mark, with Prodigy?
Yeah. Hey, yo, Queens get the money, long time no cash. I'm caught up in the hustle where guns go blast. The fool retaliated, so I had to think fast. Pull my heat first, he pull out his heat last on some Han Solo shit. Now who the fuck you think livings to this day? That's very poetic. He's like, I drew first, he drew last.
Who's still here? That's literally just lined it up.
I'm trying to, but the next thing, he's like, I'm trying to tell these young, crime don't pay. They look at me and say, Queens don't play. Do your thing, I'll do mine, kid. Stay out of my way. It's type hard trying to survive in New York State, but can't stop till I'm eating off platinum plate. The platinum now, baby. The infamous platinum now. Popo comes around and tries to relocate me, lock me up forever, but they can't deflate me because having cash is highly addictive, especially when you're used to having money to live with. I pause, step back, look at my life as a whole. Ain't no love. It seems the devil done stole my soul. I'm out for Delphi, Selphi, P's not helping ya. I'm trying to get this Lexus up, plus a cellular. Yo, Big Noy.
What up, cousin?
I can't cope with all these crap trying to shorten my rope.
Yo, it's the RAPPERNOYD. Can't fuck with me. Coming straight out of QB, pushing the infinity. You ask, can I rip it constantly? Mentally, definitely. To the death of me. Come and test me. Trust me. Can't touch me if you snuff me, so bust me. You're gonna have to, cause I'ma blast you. My lyrical, like a miracle, ill spiritual. I'm born with it. I'm getting on with it. And I'ma have it till I'm fucking dead and gone with it. Cause I'm a what? Composer of hardcore, a lyrical destructor. Don't make me buck ya, cause I'm a wild motherfucker. You know my flow, you know my stilo. Even pack my gap when I go to see my PO. Jumping my that's just how wild they were, man.
I'm about to see my PO.
I'm still gonna be strapped. I don't give a damn.
Dope.
I'm still strapped.
I remember busting up on that line. That was like,
damn.
Funny. Knowing his PO's gonna search him.
Yeah.
I gotta go see my PO.
I'm still be strapped.
Put the weed away. Put the weed away.
You know my flow. You know my stilo. Even pat my gap when I go to see my PO. Jump out my hoopty, pass my gap and my Lucci to my shorty in case my PO don't try to troop me to the island. And if I start wilding, flipping up, walking around with a nice gold medallions, but she didn't violate me, so I escaped. See, back to Queens, pumping the fiends, making more cream. Know what I mean? I'm a natural born hustler. Won't try to cut you, pull out my 4-4 and bust you. Damn.
Havoc, yo, it ain't no time faking jacks. Cause brothers that fake jacks get laid on the backs. The street is real, can't roll without steel. I feel how I feel, cause I was born to kill. Do what I gotta do to eat a decent meal. Brothers is starving. Don't try to find a job, son. It's all about robbing. So don't be alarmed when we come through. We supposed to. If you opposed to, get your face blown, dude. Off the map, cause I react, attack. I just like you can see all this intricate rhyming going on, but it seems so effortless. Like that, for example, off the map, cause I react, attack. Like it's crazy what's going on in here. The inner rhymes is crazy. A brother wasn't blessed with wealth, so I act like that. Drug dealing, only mess with shorties. That's appealing. I'm fronted on the world once I start four-wheeling. Cause back on the 41st side, we do it right. Slipping E and J, getting bent all night. Yo, who that? I never seen him in my whole life.
My whole life.
Step to this business cause it's only right. Popo ain't around, so I grab my pound. Money retaliated, so I hit the ground. My life is on the line. Gotta hold my projects down. Can't see myself getting bodied by a clown. Ass that ain't even from my town. Hit him up in his chest. Now he's laying man down. Jetted up from under the benches. I started hearing sirens. I stopped firing to cut ass like a diamond. Jetted to the crib piece. What a relief. Stash the heat, then proceed to peep.
Crazy.
Inner rhymes going on. It's crazy. Out the window, call my son. Yo, son, we got beef. But no question, money had a problem, so I solved him. Money had a problem, so I solved him. That was a crazy flip on that. Even on that,
I got my mind on the stick up now. It's time to get paid. Thinking of ways to take loot already made. There's crime in the air. No, ain't no time to be afraid. Give me yours or get laid. Give up the goods or get sprayed.
What's crazy is I heard a story that like before they actually like met, Havoc and another guy was like they were intending to rob Prodigy at first, but like in the first few seconds of talking to him, he like instantly like liked the dude and was just like, all right, we're not gonna do that.
That's a way to mean
That's
that.
crazy.
Right
That's crazy.
I got lots of love for my crew, that is. No love for them other cruising rival kids. All them out of town know what time it is. And if they don't, they need to buy a watch. Word up. Caught up in the crossfire.
Nah, you didn't say it.
Really?
Caught up in the crossfire. They get themselves
He
hurt
wasn't
up.
referencing that game.
Okay.
Well, making connections.
Did
He
not
wasn't-
see that coming.
He was not referencing.
Yo, but no, literally that. No.
Crossfire.
So Crossfire came around at the time.
Right around that
Came
time.
out.
It was around that
He
time.
was not referencing Crossfire. I guarantee you that.
Good.
Caught up in the crossfire. They get themselves hurt up while I'll be sitting straight up in a plastic cup. In a park bench on 12th Street, my whole crew's famous. You try to bust your gap and try to keep it real, but you're nameless. First of all, slow down. You on the wrong route. Let me put you on your feet and show you what it's all about. The street life ain't nothing to play with. No jokes, no games, kid. For years, I've been doing the same shit. Just drinking liquor, doing bids, extorting crackheads, and sticking up the stick-up kids.
Damn.
Sticking up the stick-up kids. Yeah. He's talking about looting a lot, man.
Yeah,
He's saying, he says he wants to get the money that's already made.
Yeah.
So preferably after a transaction.
Right. I think there for sure was a time I think him and Havoc were involved in some of that stuff. So in the early years, of course, but nonetheless, they're speaking from experience on it too. It's crazy. Audible mentioned the temperatures rising. I wanted to just mention temperatures rising because it did have to do with Havoc's brother. Havoc's brother was a big, influence on this whole dynamic here. Being on the run from cops and stuff like that. So even the track, even about stuff like that is kind of crazy and it's also dope. So check out that track. Up North Trip. I like how they also like, this is something Ali always brings up. It's like, if you're talking about the street life and all that, it doesn't, I forget how you put it, Ali, but it doesn't feel real until you also show the consequences of it.
Oh, yeah, you got to. You
Yeah.
have to talk about the consequences. If all you're talking about is the quote-unquote glamorous side of it, then it's not real. Like, you
I
ain't
like
talk
that.
like there's no, methods of, whether it's lost life or, prison or what can happen or experiences with, like, any type of mention of the consequences. If you don't mention the consequences, I can't take it serious.
Yeah,
I just can't.
I like that, and because that's what they end up talking about. They talk about Up North Trip, about being in prison and stuff like that. So like they do all throughout this album, I mean, they talk about the consequences, losing your life. I mean, just the idea of that, like, about just how it is out here. So
yeah, and there's always peppered in these bars of saying it's not worth it. Get your life right. You know, there's all these
get out of here.
Yeah,
I mean, he did say, "I tell these young crime don't pay."
Yeah.
He did tell him that. You know what I'm
He,
saying?
it's like the it's burned in my subconscious. But every time he used to play the arcades,
Yeah.
there used to be that disclaimer of saying kids don't do drugs. Remember that big PSA that you'd get? This is kind of like what reminds me of what if you're doing the bars that are like this, and you're telling that story, but you also like put in the subtle notions of like, hey, crime doesn't pay, best to get your life right. You know, bars like that. I think you're doing your part because, you know, no one wants to see Scarface and up to the part where he doesn't get like, you know, his consequences due to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No one ends up seeing Scarface for just that portion. It's about the final act where he has to face his consequences, learn the lesson, doing all that. That's
even when he turns, because he starts to make a moral turn a bit when he doesn't want to assassinate.
He starts getting devious.
The kids.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to assassinate the kids, remember, because they're in the car.
Yeah,
so he's starting to turn as a character. He's like more for a moral understanding.
Yeah,
but it's too late because of everything he did prior already. It's already
it doesn't make up for all
motion.
that.
Yeah.
So it's a good point to even bring out, like, just as if you feel within your heart you're writing a lyric like that, and then you still actually mean, you know, hey, crime doesn't pay. It's all. I feel that authenticity from the artists when they do that.
Yeah,
because they could go all out like that. We have our Cool G raps. We have our necros that go off the full end.
Yeah, you for sure. Like, this isn't mindless. Like, let's just get involved in crime. Like, it's not about that. That's not the message. If you're getting that, that's not the message.
Yeah,
it's more of like, this is the situation. We're trying to make do, trying to hustle our way out of this situation. But this is just what it is. Like, it's not like, oh, let's do this just for the hell of it. Like, you know, let's cause havoc and mayhem. It's not just for that reason. So peace to that. That's a good point. We move on to the epic, legendary, monumental, big mammoth of a track.
Forever classic.
Shook Ones.
What
Part
can we
2.
say that hasn't been said already about this? I don't know.
Big track. And the fact that it was also brought onto 8 Mile made it even more bigger.
That opened it up to, you know, a younger audience that didn't know.
Yeah.
You know, if you didn't know anything else, a lot of people discovered that beat through 8 Mile.
Yeah. No,
you know what I mean? That's how legendary it is.
That's facts. Yeah.
I mean, there was a moment where I forget what season it was, but it was like during the NBA playoffs where, like, during commercials, they would show like various teams in the playoffs with like their highlights to Shook Ones. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, that's dope.
That beat is just if you don't know anything else, you know the beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. If you don't know one bar, you know the beat. Yeah. That beat is forever iconic.
Yeah. It's also a dope intro, like, you know, with that with the fire starting. It's a dope.
This goes up a lot with how Juice starts off. Know the Ledge from Being Rock Him.
Okay,
yeah.
This goes up with that too. It's just I think of just iconic tracks like that where you could have a dope intro and it looks like a movie's about to start with the credits, like produced by this is that. You know,
hard hitting, man. Got to check out the breakdown. There's people that break down this beat. Check it out, man. It's crazy. Word up, son. Word. Yeah, to all the killers and the $100 billers. You know that got phone thing? You know what I'm saying? Keep your eyes open. For real, who ain't got no feelings.
Classic.
Keep your eyes open. No doubt. No doubt, son. I got this. Just legendary ad-libs.
Knowing he's about to set it off.
Just watch my back. I got your front, yo. Check it out. Word up. Say to them. Check it out. The murder. I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous. You heard of already. Stuck off the realness.
Out the gate.
We be the infamous. You heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mob comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family. We got enough shots to share for all those who want to profile and pose. Rock you in your face. Stab your brain with your nose bone.
Nasty.
You all alone in the streets, cousin. Even that. Every man for himself in this land we be gunning. And keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You can put your whole army against my team, and I guarantee you'll be the very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. You're minor, we're major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player.
Don't make me have to call your name out.
Your crew is featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. Oh, that is
nasty.
crazy.
The description, man.
Yeah. It's poetic and it's like street. Like
so descriptive.
I'm only 19, but my mind is old. And when these things get for real, my warm heart turns cold. Ooh. Another deceased, another story gets told. It ain't nothing really. Ayo, done spark the Philly so I could get my mind off this yellow back. While they still alive, I don't know. Go figure. Meanwhile, back in Queens, the realness and foundation. If I die, I could choose a better location. When the slugs penetrate, you feel a burning sensation. Getting closer to God in a tight situation now. Getting closer to God in a tight situation.
Nasty.
Used to that.
Take these words home and think it through, or the next rhyme I write might be about
you. Son, they shook, cause there ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death, scared to look, they shook. Cause there ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death, scared to look. Living the life that of diamonds and guns. There's numerous ways you could choose to earn funds. Some get shot, locked down, and turn nuns. That was that? No, the nuns thing reminds me of Nas when he first came out. He said like a nuns bar. It kind of reminded me of that. Cowardly hearts and straight up shook ones. He ain't a crook, son. He's just a shook one.
Yeah, they have it jump on. For every rhyme I write, it's 25 to life.
Pause.
Crazy.
That's a crazy
Every
bar.
rhyme I write is 25 to
25
life. That's crazy. Like, that's just basically.
It's like 867 consecutive life sentences.
Murdering everything.
No parole.
Wow. For every rhyme I write, it's 25 to life. Yo, it's a must in the gas. We trust, safeguarding my life. Ain't no time for hesitation. The only leads to incarceration. You don't know me. There's no relation, Queensbridge, and we don't play. I don't got time for your petty thinking mind, son. I'm bigger than those. Claiming that you pack heat, but you're scared to hold. And once the smoke clears, you be left with one in your dome. 13 years in the projects. My mentality is what, kid? You talk a good one, but you don't want it. Sometimes I wonder, do I deserve to live? Or am I gonna burn in hell for all the things I did? No time to dwell on that because my brain reacts.
No time to dwell on that.
Because my brain reacts. Front if you want, kid. Lay on your back. I don't fake jacks, kid. You know I bring it to your live. Stay in a child's place, kid. You out of line. Criminal minds thirsty for recognition. I'm sipping. E&J got my mind flipping. I'm bugging. Digging my ways out of hoes foot bopper hustling. Get the loot, kid. You know my function. Cause long as I'm alive, I'ma live illegal. And once I get on, I'ma put it on my peoples. React quick, I spit like Max. Hit your dome up. When I roll up, you don't get caught slipping cause I'm creeping.
Son, they shook. Cause there ain't no such things as
halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look. They shook. Nasty, man.
Yeah, they
just forever classic.
I wonder as a fly on the wall how like just writing that, like, you know, it almost seems like every bar was meant to be like
not knowing you're going to be writing like the most iconic track.
Nah.
Yeah.
So you don't even know that when you're doing it, but that's what it became.
It just, and like 30 years later, here we are talking about it.
Still.
Yeah.
Still talking about it. People still rapping to it, still freestyling over the beat.
Right.
Still quote the lyrics.
I mean, we saw Havoc do a performance over here in Orange County, and that's without Prodigy, and dude still rocked the mic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, like he had somebody I think fill in for Prodigy's parts, but killed it, man. Still doing it. Of course, you know, with Prodigy, that's like an end of the era with the two because the two
once he passed.
Yeah, the two is gonna be magical, you know.
Yep.
The chemistry was like they didn't even force that. That was just natural.
Oh yeah.
Iconic duo, man. I'm trying to think of a better duo than this.
Yeah, the only one that's going to rival it.
Outkast?
Tribe.
But in Outkast, do they produce their own stuff? Like,
they began to later.
Yeah.
Like their last maybe
Tribe,
2
you mentioned
albums.
too, Tribe.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's kind of not just a duo though. It's because you have another
Ali.
member, Ali.
I'm still waiting on that Jerobi verse.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Ali Shaheed Muhammad produced a lot of it, and then Q-Tip ended up
Obviously.
doing a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm thinking duo, like
Yeah,
it's Fife and Q-Tip.
I mean,
You know,
Okay, yeah. I
If
can
we
see the
talk,
comparison.
yeah, if we talking just straight rap
Yeah.
duos. For me, it's Outkast. Like
Okay,
to
true.
me, that's the only one I would really even put to rival Mobb Deep, and Fife and Tip. You know what I mean? They're up there. That's probably it, man.
That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't just come off the jump.
to that level. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's probably it. I mean,
Yeah, that's dope.
there's other
though.
great ones, but I mean, to me, the
because we can go down to like Smith and Wesson.
oh, it's a lot
yeah,
of great
just like-
ones.
okay, yeah.
Black Star's
You know,
a great one, obviously.
Black Star, okay, yeah.
Dog Pound. Like, there's a lot of great duos, but if we're really talking about the top of the top, for me, it's Outkast and Mobb Deep.
Okay, yeah. I agree with
Yeah,
that.
because you're talking platinum status too.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
talking
Mm-hmm.
about like, yeah,
We can
out of
even-
here. Out of here. What did Black Star go platinum though? I felt like that would have.
they might eventually.
I think it might have went gold.
They
Okay.
might eventually with. Oh, sorry, I gotta get close to the mic. I'm all chilling. Like, man, the first time that's ever happened. They might eventually with
Okay.
their first
I'm
Black
kind of
Star
surprised.
effort.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't get like at least somewhat in that vicinity. You
Yeah,
know?
because even the Infamous barely cracked
true,
barely
2020.
cracked platinum. It's gonna take time
Yeah.
for Black Stars to crack platinum because I'm not surprised if anyone like the Infamous Mobb Deep. I'm not surprised if someone buys the Black Star album like once a week.
Yeah,
It's gonna
true.
get there inevitable.
Yeah.
Like it's an
Yeah, in
inevitability
time.
at that point.
Yeah, just a matter of time, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Takeaways from this album, this legendary classic sophomore of an album.
Yeah, I can go circle back to my previous point in the first part of the show, but saying that like we didn't know we needed two different types of like we didn't know we needed two different Nas's in a group up to this point.
That's crazy.
And this is cool because it's close to home. It's Queens, you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And we finally get this. We finally get two different variants of it. You know, two different types. You know, and it's coupled with the production from the group. So this is all within the
In-house.
cipher of the group.
Yeah,
it's like
in-house.
just the chemistry from start to finish, and you could see that this the second effort, like just the confidence it's exuding, the confidence, and it's just it's a pleasure to listen to because you have everything checked off, the rap styles from both, and then the features, and then the production.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Ali?
I mean, to me, it sets the bar for East Coast gangster rap. You know what I mean? To me, this is the bar that everyone from, the Locks, 50, Dipset.
Because how would you say it's different from like Cool G rap? Because Cool G rap is kind of the first kind of like
Yes.
origins of the mafioso
Right.
style. But how would you say like Mobb Deep was different?
I just feel like it was an evolution of it
Yeah.
into the 90s, and really with the production and, while, Coogee rap, obviously lyrically was, every bit as good, but I just feel like with Mobb Deep, the backing of I don't know, I just feel like the streets kind of backed Mobb Deep more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
rather, whereas like Coogee rap, obviously I'm pretty sure he was thorough in the streets too, but when I just feel like the street impact went beyond even just New York.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like, there was, there's influences, even, like down south with, UGK with Riding Dirty, you know what I mean? Like that's like the Southern version of the Infamous, you know what I mean? Where I feel like the Infamous set that blueprint in New York, and it reached beyond New York with staying power that, an Illmatic or, what's the War Report.
Oh yeah. That was a classic album. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like all those that classic Queens sound in the streets. You know what I mean? They were able to do what, I feel like Run DMC and LL were the first to put on for Queens at all. You know what I mean? Obviously Nas, you know, with Queensbridge after
And Marley Marl and
Marley Marl and all of them, but
yeah,
post the bridge is over, Nas is the one to kind of come up.
Yeah.
And then Mobb Deep is like the continuation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like you needed that continuation.
Yeah.
Like it couldn't just be Nas. You needed someone else
to push it
to
further.
be the flag bearer for Queensbridge.
Yeah.
And Mobb Deep were able to do it the best outside of Nas.
Yeah. I think of it like as in like the Lakers, you know, like we had our eras with like Wilt and everything, right? We needed that, but then like later on, you still need another era. You need a Magic Johnson era, like to come to really make this a powerhouse.
Kareem, the Shaq Kobe,
You need the Shaq Kobe era,
Kobe
to like,
Gasol era.
Sorry, Mark. With
No,
the
I
Nick
thought you were
era.
going to mention the Kobe, Chucky Atkins era.
Nah,
Oh, okay. The Kobe Chris Mim era, and then the
Okay,
Kobe
this is
Pau Gasol.
the Nick Haterade talking.
we're talking the championship era.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, you know, peace to the Knicks.
You know what I
So
mean?
Oh, R.I.P. to
condolences,
the Knicks
my
too. Yeah.
condolences.
Good
They
run,
could-
good
I was
run.
gonna even say Atlantic Division champions. They didn't even get the Atlantic Division.
But y'all beat them though. Y'all beat the
Hey,
Atlanta Division
Great
champs.
effort.
Y'all did that. Gotta give y'all that. Y'all beat the Atlanta
great
Division
All right,
champs.
man. Go ahead. We're out of here.
Yeah,
Man.
go ahead, Mark.
On that note,
To the MCs and the Knicks fans, if you drop a mic, drop a like.
we almost became the Knicks podcast.
And don't
You guys
be
didn't
shook. Don't be shook out there.
That's Hip Hop, the official podcast of the New
know.
York
We
Knicks.
almost became sponsored by the New York Knicks.
Hey, if they won the title, yeah, we would have just
Hey,
plugged
we'll
that
take
in there.
we'll take a sponsorship.
Man.
Yeah, that'd be dope, man. But yeah, please make sure you're not a shook one. Make
At
sure
all.
that you're one that subscribes.
To all
Be
the
a real
likers
one.
and the ones that all subscribe and
Subscribers to the fittest.
subscribers of the fittest.
Subscribers.
Give up the subs.
Give up the subs, man. Peace.
Be subbed ones.
Son, they shook.
Son, they subbed.
There is no such thing as a halfway
Halfway
subber.
like
halfway subber.
son, they subbed. You either subbed or you get snubbed.
Ooh.
All these threats to our
Really?
fans.
Ooh. Peace to Cream Soda on the beat. Magically delicious. These beats are hard, man. And peace to him for hooking it up on this beat today. We got a dope freestyle for you guys. Off the top, freestyles.
That's all we do here.
Not written. Straight from the mental, the dome. Yo, a piece of the beat. Cream soda again. Much love, G. Thank you, man. Anybody want to kick it off? I'll leave it open.
Yeah.
I'll start it. Yo, check it. Yo. Check it. Yo, I'ma set it off like Queen Latifah, but I'ma keep going like I'm smoking on that reefer. Or the ganja. Keep going and do the damage. That's how I do it, and I don't speak Spanish. I speak it. That's how I speak it when I rhyme. I do it all the time. On the top of the dome, I bring it to your home, and I spit it shiny like chrome. That's how I do it when I keep it going. I spit it to outer space like Star Wars. Then I keep it, bring it to y'all floors. We do Star Wars or War with the Stars. I spit it here, near or far. I do it off the top, and then I bring it like it don't stop. 1, 2, and it don't stop. We do it hip hop, your rhymes flip flop. I keep rhyming with barefooted with flip flops. Yeah, that's how I do it to the tip top, and then I keep going when you flip flop in the pool belly flop, and you keep going when you drop down. When you drop off the charts, you don't even know where to start or where to go it, cause you don't rhyme with no heart. That's how it goes when we rap to it, and that's how we do it when we keep it strapped to it. We keep it strapped, that's how we go it. Then we do it straight from the 909. My rhymes is fine and braised like fine wine. And we do it all the time, and we keep it rhyming and grimy and gritty like slime. We do it, what's up, that's how it goes. We guess how it goes when we flow. Every time we go toe to toe, you don't even know what you know. The further you know, the more you know, the further you go. When you flow from here to Mexico. And that's how I do it to make it rhyme. And that's how I had to go and make it sublime. That's how I had to go and keep it still like a mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 9. That's how I go at 99 times. From the 99 2000, we keep it going in your public housing. We just rip it like a piece of paper. You just keep going like a skyscraper. Bring it tall to the state of New York. And I don't eat pork with the fork. I don't eat pork at all. I just keep it spitting big or small. And I'ma pass it to Zay. That's how we do it for y'all.
Yeah. Gotta catch myself all about to ball like we're just getting on the court. Yo, I'll see you in a few days, sport. Yo, I'm about to make you start to go back to resort to the old tactics. You already know you ain't trying to come at it. You no fanatic foe. You better stand back though, cause I got a whole diabolical plan. Hey yo, you know I'm the man.
Hey.
Call me He-Man when I come through. All you can't stand, you just a stand. Hey yo, you know I'm gonna knock you down like a fan. Yo, the fan that you are with the pillars. Yo, and everything that gets dirty and I have to clean it up too. Yo, that's what I do when I'm hitting up these beats. Peace to Cream Soda and the crew for making this heat. Yo, providing it. Yo, I already love it. You know I love it like a cup of Joe. The way I flow when I come back like G.I. Joe. You don't know when I'm about to come with the radical flow. When I come through pouring like the river, Mississippi. You better miss me with that when you come through like you trying to get me. Yo, I'm gonna make it down when I start skipping around the shots when you try to shoot me at the feet. Yo, you gonna catch defeat. Yo, either way when I make it through. You already know I'm like a ninja dude when I come through. Swift, quiet, slice, yo, coming through with the stars. Ninja stars when I throw them back, how far? You gonna come through like Jafar when I'm coming through Aladdin. You already know, man, what happened. I'm about to get it. Yo, get the lamp, get the genie. Yo, you already know you can see me with Jasmine later. See, yo, I'm about to make this like geometry. 60-degree angles and 90s. Yo, you already know the type of degrees we get. We get heated in this like 98. Yo, you already know I ain't fake. About to make this guy play a hate for no reason when I go on a date and bring her home like blind date. You already know, you know what I create. She got the cake, you know I'm about to take the cake. I eat it too, yo, the way I come through, I'm a monster with it, like Cookie Monster. Hey yo, when I come through, already getting the cookies like the nookie, like oh, you already know when I come through really quick like a rookie. But let me take it back, I'll tailor it back, give it to my man, Jack. Yo, Mark.
Yo, watch how I kill on this beat. Yo, can you teach me how to get to Sesame Street?
Hey.
My man was talking Cookie Monster, and I'm a soldier, but I'm just straight up blew out like my homie Grover.
Woo.
And watch, don't ever count me out in a rhyme bout. 1, 2, 3, 4 with the metaphors. Yo, how I go raw. Hey, yo, I keep on going when I kick it. I'm Mobb Deep with the infamous.
Hey.
Yo, you couldn't ever ice this immigrant, but yo, I ain't an immigrant. I'm a legit citizen from the U.S. who I start to make much success with the rhymes that I bless on the internet. When I freestyle with you on a 16 with me and my crew, you see, we running triangles on you like Phil Jackson did to Genie. And I'm as infamous. Watch how I go off and watch how I go off in Boulder. I'm a dope soldier. I'm like Kobe in Colorado against the Denver Nuggets or a receptionist when I'm kicking it off the internet. I'm the infinite kicking this like Spider-Man, yo, when he's sending off this webs, yo, but I'm full of venom and carnage. And watch how I do this. I'm started rhyming everything with orange. Even, yo, slamming your face off the top with the door hinge. Everyone wants to know how I do this. Freestyling like a maniac, how I do this. Hey, yo, if my rap started making mad stacks, yo, I'd be like the Monopoly man. Started go off on boulevards, going off real hard. Yo, it's like leaving Vietnam when I'm leaving y'all and with smoking bombs and mirrors. Watch how I do this all clearer. No need to get Visine. I've been kicking all these rhyme schemes so clearly. Everyone knows how I do this daily, monthly, or yearly. I do this on the annual. Everybody knows I peel back a banana and throw it off the back like an art. And that hubby going like in Mario Kart. Whether you Luigi or Mario, however you want to do, I'll be dominating the barrios.
Hey.
Peace and adios.
Adios, running through your body, yo. That's how I keep it, and we be going like vominos. That's how we go, and I raise a glass to make a toast. And I don't like to brag or boast, but yes I do when I'm on the mic. That's cause I do it so tight. My rhymes go from the basement to the attic. We start static, yeah. We bring it to you higher and higher, and blaze it like crossfire. That's how I go and roll like tires. That's how I keep going and make it like a secret admirer. That's how I keep going, and we do it to this dire need to keep it going and smoking the weed. That's how I keep going and throw you hanging in the trees, like a jaguar. That's how you do it and you're tired. You're tired cause you need to retire. You don't even know how to rhyme when you keep it like a liar. Pants on fire like Jim Carrey, but your rhymes are scary, not Harry. You keep going like a Sanders, but not Barry. You're more like some other Sanders. I don't even know another one, but I'ma keep going cause I flow into another sun like a cummerbund. You just another low number, son. That's how I go and rhyming. That's keep it keep big timing like Birdman and Manny Fresh. Cause I do it so fresh to death. That's how I keep flipping it, cause we do it to death. We keep going to it, do it for my health. For your health. I just had to pause, cause I had to keep it going. When you bring it, do it when I spit it from my jaws. We keep it doing like jaws, like it's a shark. But I rhyme like I shoot at the park. That's how I go it, cause you like, you just do it like you a narc. You just put a dudes in jail, like you do it with a pail. Your rhymes pale in comparison, you're just embarrassing. You keep going cause you're rhyming catching like Marvin Harrison. Like on Harrison Ford, Ford truck. That's how I do it when we getting more bucks and pass it to Zay.
Yo, pass it to me as I start to go through so blindly, you see. I don't even know what I take the A, B before C. Hey, yo, I'm trying to come to give you the D. Yo, you already know I F around. Hey, yo, I'm not the clown. Yo, I'm trying to be a G. You already know HIV, no way for me. I'm trying to kick it to the I, say, yo, you know already know. Try not to be a player. Yo, JK, but I come all three. Yo, you already know me, like LMNOP. Yo, the way I drop it, see. I don't even know the rest is history. I'll go through A to Z. Doesn't matter, the alphabetical is like just like phenomenal. The way I be kicking it. Yo, got it out for my alphabetics. Yo, the way I come through like kinetics. Back from the old time. Yo, it's alphabetic. Yo, you already know. Trying to come through with the rhyme flow. Trying to come through so schemely. Like Bruce Lee when I'm chilling up in the lobby. Coming through with my another hobby. Yo, Kung Fu might just be that dude. Yo, the way I come through. Yo, King Kong ain't got nothing. Yo, I'm like James Bond when I come through with something. Yo, got the ace up my sleeve. You already know I come through, about to make you about to leave. Yo, I'm already onto it. Yo, the name's Bond James. When I come through, it's not the same. It's everything's gonna change. No matter what season, no matter the reason, I'm coming through like it's treason. Yo, I already know it's my season. I'm dropping out. We're about to make it like a talking about the way we what the fuck we're talking about. Yo, I already know. You already know I'm coming through. Yo, really hard, it's like a meteor shower. The way I come through with phenomenal power. Yo, it's elements. Yo, that I come through like the periodic. Yo, you already know the way I come through like Havoc. Yo, causing this mass hysteria in your area. You already know out your stereo. You already know, man. You already know how the flow is electronic, electric, magnetic. You already know. Yo, got that key flow when I'm coming through though. Yo, changing flows and changing styles. Yo, like I change clothes like JC and Pharaoh. Yo, you already know that I'm trying to play with that flow like it's a fashion show. The way I come and I dip and I go. Yo, you already know. I'm about to kick it with the hose. Flip it back to Mark.
Yo, with hoes, clothes, and various flows, how we doing it, yo? Watch the style, it grows, it's radioactive. Especially when we kick it, when we practice all these freestyles that we do off the top of the mind. When we do this, yo, we start to redefine the word improvisational. Peace to Harry and Webster. Especially when we do this till our breath hurts. And we exhaust all of our lung capacity. Especially when we're doing this, yo, it's a travesty to all the MCs who rap after us. Because they're like, man, I'm gonna have to catch up to these MCs after them. Oh man, I'm so wicked with or without the pen. And even without the pen, I'm just dope. So just imagine it. My whole rhyme style, it never gets boring. Matter of fact, it's like the never-ending story. I keep going off this, yo, because I'm dope within the office. I'm mad comedian. I'm like Jim, Dwight, or Michael Scott. Especially when I do this off the top of the spot. Yo, I'm just cunning, and I'm a cunning linguist. Every time I do this, I'm an ill lyricist. Off the type of this, yo, everyone swears that I'm a physicist, but yo, I just like to make bombs drop on a 16 once every while. Yo, once in a while. Yo, I'm kinda like Einstein with a dope mind, with the atom bomb type mind, trying to make a big crater. Yo, trying to make the disastrous crater, but yo, I'm just the savior of this rap hip hop because I wanna make sure that freestyling is at the top of the spot. Yes. Yo, second place goes to beatbops and beat breaks, and yo, the third place goes to the DJs with the call and response. Is how I do this off the top of the mind. Yo, I like doing it with the 16 that's so sharp, katana blades and all. Yo, I wanna do this and I wanna ball, kinda like AI, Andre Iguodala or AI, Allen Iverson. Yo, watch how I'm rhyming, son.
Check it. Yo, all I need is one mic, to spit it like Tupac. 3 the hard way, you can't even go to my block. It's a fatal 4-way, I got 5 on it, but you don't even do it like 6 Pac when you jump on it. 7th way, 7th heaven, that's how we go again, we do it to Devin. I'm born in Compton like MC8, but you don't have a 9 on you, here's your MC plate. We do it to a 10 like a dime, and that's how it goes when I rhyme. Check it, that's how I do it. My flow drop a house on you like the witch of the east, but you ain't a beast, you just a feast. You don't even know we drop it to your knees, but my flow is wicked like the witch of the west, and we do it the best, and we passing the test. You don't even do it like that, you don't spit from your chest. You don't even know, you don't even want to test me, cause you can't best me. You don't even know like a Nestle, you just eat it like food, like candy and chocolate. And that's how we rock it, that's how we do it from here to Stockton, California or John. That's how I do it, and we harper like Ron, on the Bulls. That's how I do it, and we got pulled when I spit on ya. That's how I drip on ya. That's how I keep flipping, and we spit from the top of the dome. That's how it goes. We only freestyle. We keep it rhyme for free. That's how we do it, cause you ain't dying for free. I don't wanna die for free. I wanna get paid when I go. That's how I go when I flow. That's how it goes. I got the New Balance. That's how I do it when my rhymes into my hands get callous. From Dallas to here to Dallas, and my name ain't Alice. Like from the Brady Bunch. That's how it go, cause you a shady cunt. Yeah, I just spit that out the top of the head, cause it rhymed, did it? Yeah, didn't it? Yeah, that's how it goes, and I make it laugh when I rhyme. That's how I go, but I ain't a clown. It's how it goes down, and I do it from here, Rialto to your town. And I spit it to a smile or a frown. And I spit it white like it's a wedding gown. right or right. That's how we do it, tight or slight. That's how I do it, and I bring my mic. Yeah, and now I do it, pass it to Zay for one more flow.
Yo, one more flow, baby girl. You're entering Mario's world. I feel like I'm in Bowser's territory when I hear this beat. The way it's going back and forth, you see, coming up the tower, trying to knock Bowser. Yo, you already know, coming with that firepower. I spitballs, hey yo, you trying to drop the jaws. I'm trying to get to y'all, knock you down with shooting shells. You already know, yo, I spit spells the way I come through. I'm trying to knock all you down when I come through from the town, from the raw, from the tunnels. Hey yo, you know I'm trying to funnel these rap kicks that I spit every time you're trying to get sick. Hey yo, you already know I'm gonna shoot you with that fire pit. The way I spit balls, the way I rip balls, and great balls of fire when I'm spitting like gonna make you retire. Coming through for that princess, get her dress, slip her some necks when I take her out. Yo, I'm already trying to be, what I'm trying to be is just trying to supersede all those foes who are trying to come against me. You already know when I'm coming through, jumping on all types of creatures of all the types of land. Yo, it's mystic land when you're coming through with the clan. Hey, yo, you already know. Got the shrooms when I power up, when I'm going up, level up. Doesn't matter how I bubble up, but it's gonna come up no matter how much I'm gonna funnel up. Yo, you already know the type of flow that I got, so I'm uncontrollable. Call up Luigi if I have to. Let my mans take care of you. You already know, yo, coming through with that mean green. Yo, even got a doppelganger, Wario. You already know what I'm trying to do though. Trying to stop you, trying to come through my body, You already know, audio. When I come through, make you like a shotty though. When I shot you down, yo, don't matter clown. When you're trying to take me on the Rainbow Road, you already know I'm fast as told. You don't really know, you better bring the toll road when you come through my flow. Yo, yeah, it's gonna turn out to be a fat bill later on in the mail, cause you forgot to pay it. Yo, you already know the way I come through, I slay it like a prince coming for the princess. Yo, we already know when I'm coming through. Next, you know I'm coming through to connect and break some necks, protect your neck. Don't matter, you better be inspected deck when you come through on this deck. And yo, you already know it's set. You got the 3 right here, about to see me, about to be in the tornado sweep. No matter when you try to MC, yo, you better step through here if you're an MC. Otherwise, don't even talk to me. Cause you already know we got that hardcore flow. If you can't freestyle, don't even try to act like you rap. So you don't know, yo, you better pull that C-scroll out from your underwear, because you already know we coming there, coming everywhere. You already know you coming through like looking like a deer in headlights when I come through. That's right, when I spit all day and all night on the mic. And yo, you already know I'm about to be that one that psyched you out tonight. About to go hard. You don't even know, don't even want to pull that card.
Quit your day job.
Quit your day job. You already know how hard we go. Mark, clean them out.
Clean them out and watch how I go in vlogs. Yo, everyone sees I blend in the camouflage, digital or camo, it doesn't matter, because I'm keeping you hydrated like a camel. Yo, check it out, on hump day, Wednesday or Tuesday, Monday, it never matters, especially when I'm revolving around. I be the baddest man on the planet, lyrically I'm like Mike Tyson. It's yo, I'm about to psycho crush you like I'm M. Bison, going through on this mic device. And yo, I bust through and your crew, and then I kill you with the Hadouken. Yo, watch how I do this. Everyone knows how I do this. Everyone knows I bust through like Shoryuken. Right through you, an uppercut right through the gullet. And everybody wants to see me. And yo, they can't see me whether in 2D or 3D. I'll pop out the page and watch it be all realized and on stage. Live in effect when I catch wreck. Yo, I do this in less than a sec. In light speed degrees, no one can catch up to me, because I go quick on the velocity. Yo, you can't even clock my speed with the radar. Yo, check it out, I'm more underground to the sound. Tectonic plates like how I do this. Yo, I do this so great. Yo, I try to keep it on the intellectual tip when I rip. Yo, watch how I go down the sea like a hammerhead shark when I go through and bite you off. Yo, you're looking like a dart straight through the mail. Watch how I go, you're placing slow like a snail. I'll catch right up to ya, and everyone knows I'm coming up to ya. And And yo, I'm about to pounce through and show you the gun fu. I don't even need to punch you. I'll just show you what my gun do. Oh man, I'll be the illest, and then I'll be a detective like a gumshoe and solve the crime. Solve the crime of how you started to do these stupid little rhymes. It's yo, no need to play Clue. I already know you my number one witness. Yo, your whole style, your whole witless, actually. And yo, peace to me being the real deal. I'm still waiting on the call up from Bars on Wheels, but I'll leave that for another page. It's all good. Yo, my whole style is strange, like Alan Strange or Alex Mack. I'll leave him in a silver puddle with no rebuttal. And yo, my style is mysterious. It stays true. It stays mysterious like Shelby Woo in the Mystery Files. I keep on going for a long while. I'm on the late night like Snick, or are you afraid of the dark? However you want to start or finish. Everybody knows I'm a stunning linguist. How I do this, everyone wants to see how we do, how we rock, but on that hip hop we go off the top. Woo! And we don't stop.
Off the top freestyles, you already know what it is. It ain't hip hop unless it's off the top. So see us, we're dropping episodes every Monday. Catch us on the freestyle compilations. And if you want to be a part of the show, stay tuned. We're going to have ways for you guys to do that.
Yep.
All right,
cream soda.
Peace of hip hop.
Cream soda.
Oh, yeah, piece of cream soda on the beat. Fire beat. Peace out, everybody.